Hello and good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you. Wherever you are in this world, I wish you well. Welcome to another episode of the Sacred Raven podcast. Grab yourself a nice cup of tea and let's get cozy. It was late at night in August of 2013. My ex-husband and I were asleep in bed. We awoke to the sound of our two cats, Gizmo and Hazel, running into the room. We quickly realized they were chasing something, but we didn't know what. In our slumbering stupor, we managed to turn a light on and saw what appeared to be a bird flying around our bedroom. I remember being confused. He was concerned. After a moment, we realized it wasn't a bird, but a bat. A baby bat. His concern turned into panic. My confusion remained, but I also thought it was cool. And I immediately and intuitively felt it was significant. After a few seconds of trying to figure out what to do, he grabbed his pillow and whacked it. By that time, Gizmo and Hazel had managed to open our sliding closet doors. And upon the hit, the bat landed amongst our clothing. I was hoping he only knocked him out. I didn't want him dead. There was no actual reason for that sort of ending. He just wanted it gone and grabbed a small trash bag to put it in. He then carried it out into the dumpster at the end of our complex. I don't think that bat lived. I like to believe it managed itself out of the bag and out of the dumpster the same way it managed itself inside our condo. But I will never really know for sure. 3 weeks later, I told him I was having a difficult time being married and that I wanted a divorce. You can research all of the spiritual truths and lore out there on bats, and all of it will tell you the same thing. Bats can heighten your sensitivity to psychic phenomena. They can teach you to be wary of illusion. And they are an omen for significant life change. And how a bat presents itself to you can reveal how that life change will occur. There are 39 species of bats in North America alone, all of which are nocturnal. But bats in general are associated with many different cultures across the world. For example, the Mayans had a bat god called Kamazote, who is said to have tested human souls with a large sword. I find that to be an interesting, violent take. In biblical tradition, bats were believed to be messengers of Satan. That does not surprise me. And not because Satan and bats were depicted as evil, but because Satan is a misunderstood god. In truth, he cares about bringing hidden truths to light. And as creatures of the night, bats can help you to hear and see things that would rather remain unseen and unheard. The Puritans believed that if a bat flew close to someone, somebody was trying to bewitch them. The Chinese, however, view the bat as a symbol of happiness. To the Native American tribes of the northwestern United States, bats have been symbols of diligence, while in the Great Plains they imparted wisdom on their people. In the Southwest and Mexico, they are representative of death and rebirth because they go underground in the early morning and then appear again each night in a noisy horde. So they are reborn every night, flooding out from their caves. Bats can fly in huge hordes while never hitting each other because of echolocation. This ability is linked with the gift of clairaudience, which awakens the ability to hear spirits. Because of their echolocation and maneuvering in the dark, bats represent the perception of things that others cannot see. And just because they mostly come out to play at night, it does not mean they cannot and will not be out and about during the day. In fact, it's becoming a little more common to see them flying in and out of shaded areas. But the chances of them swooping by your head in the daytime are far more slim than at nighttime. Bats often represent death in the sense of letting go of the old and bringing in the new. They are symbols of transition, of initiation, and the start of a new beginning. Because they symbolize death and rebirth, bats can teach you to face the darkness and find the light seen in rebirth. They teach you to face your greatest fears and begin a new chapter in your life. Face your fears so that you may overcome emotional barriers that are holding you back from taking this physical or spiritual journey. Because bat symbolizes transformation, it's known as a spiritual shapeshifter. They urge you to follow those new ideas, hunches, and emotions you may not be familiar with, and embrace the possibilities the universe has in store for you. Bats serve as a reminder to let go of your ego so that you may pursue your spiritual growth and renew your thoughts and beliefs on a regular basis. They can aid your inner work, helping you to love your enemy in the way you would love yourself and nurture your personal growth in all of its forms. Bats bring gifts of insight, renewal, and increased perceptive skills. Trust your intuition and instincts. And it'll help you discern the hidden meanings in the words of others. You will be able to hear what is not being said. And if you happen to see them in your dreams, it can hold special significance. Bats in a dream can represent uncleanness, personal demons, and annoyances. Because they represent rebirth, they can help show you your unrealized potential. They urge you to let go of old habits that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. Bats will let you know that the path you're currently traveling is not in your best interest, that it is not helping you grow or obtain new goals. Bats in a dream can show you that it is possible you are entering a situation blindly, and that it's a good idea to take some time to evaluate the facts more carefully before accepting a deal or entering into the situation. If you see a white bat in your dream, this can signify the death of a family member. To see a black bat suggests a personal disaster. If you dream of a vampire bat, this implies that you're feeling your energy drained or something is making you lose your confidence. According to Chinese folklore, seeing 5 bats in a dream is symbolism for good health, happiness, longevity, peace, and wealth. And lastly, seeing a bat in a dream symbolizes the beginning of prophetic dreams to come. I did not know all of this that evening. I can't say that happened at a time early on my spiritual path. I was quite a few years in my journey at that point, but there was still so very much for me to learn. And at that time, we were told by many family members that simply bats can squeeze through the smallest of spaces and that it's quite common to find a bat in your home. Well, I have not seen a bat inside any other home I have been in. Ever. So I can assure you, it's actually not that common. But I never mentioned to my ex-husband that I felt the bat flying into our bedroom held significance. I never told him about the research I did. I don't know if he would have believed me if I did say something. I purposely kept it to myself because I wanted to see how life was going to play out. But after I learned of its significance, I knew it was foretelling me of a change within my relationship, simply because it entered our bedroom. It didn't hang out in the bathroom or living room. No, it was our bedroom. And our 2 cats were involved. Through the divorce, we each took 1 cat. And I have seen bats since then, outside, at dusk, flying out from under a garage, or darting to and fro within trees. I haven't felt there was any more significance other than the mundane movements of bats being bats. But I still think about that night and what occurred shortly thereafter. I wonder if I will encounter a bat in a significant way again. I like to think I will, just because I find it fascinating and I think omens are cool. But I've traveled much further along my spiritual journey and have become far more aware of what's transforming and what isn't. And my spidey senses have developed quite a bit since then. So maybe I won't need that bold cautionary declaration anymore. Time and life will tell. But should you encounter a bat in a rather unusual way, I suggest you inquire into the significance of it. It's kind of nice when life gives you a heads up about a curveball coming your way. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I appreciate you taking the time to share this space with me. If this has resonated with you, please take a second to follow or subscribe, leave a review or comment, or share this with someone who may be venturing down a spiritual path and has a hunger to learn and grow. I will see you next time. Stay cozy and take care.